The slow days are coming, the night will unfold. I never thought that I would be traveling this road. The people keeps missing, the clouds seem to fade. On every occasion I whisper your name. I'm happy to hear that you'll still be around. I thought you were leaving without a sound. In my little world you are both pros and cons. It's hard to admit when you feel you don't belong. So tell me, are you still in there? As beautiful as you are, you just don't know how far. In this world I'll be right by your side with arms. Even if you don't want, you wrote your name in my heart. You're out where you're laughing, the curls in your hair. I wish that I could tell you how much I really care. Your harmless desire at the tip of your tongue. All of your bruises and all of your fun. Tell me, are you still in there? As beautiful as you are, you just don't know by far. In this world I'll be right by your side with arms. Even if you don't want, you wrote your name in my heart. In this world I'll be right by your side with arms. Even if you don't want, you wrote your name in my heart.
How do I look? Hello, and welcome to Spirit Forest. It is nighttime now, and I rarely talk to you guys when it's night. I've been requested a couple times to kind of show what I do in the tent at night, And I don't normally light candles in my tent, but I did do it just for you. So I hope you enjoy that. It's a beautiful night, actually. It's probably, I'm looking at my thermometer right now. I think before I started the fire, it was in the high 30s. And currently right now, it is really warm. 75 degrees in my tent right now. In fact, I'm wearing a tank top. in the fall, which is really unheard of. And where did I put my? I have oh, here it is. Yes, and I have some Baileys and hot cocoa. Hopefully you have your own. If you don't have any Baileys and hot cocoa, go hit pause and join me. It's really yummy. It's kind of it's my winter drink. It's not quite winter yet, but I like it. And I'm kind of drinking it out of a sippy cup. But that's because I spill. So, here I am in my tent at night. I do have a lot of lights on. In fact, I have my Lucy light. You guys remember my Lucy light? I love my Lucy lights, and you guys don't get to see them as much. These are the ones that change colors and stuff. I really like those. So we'll put that down. And I think it might change color on me. I don't know. If my face starts turning green and blue, you'll know why. So I'm going to post this video at night so that you could join me here during the night time because you guys aren't usually here. Oh, that's really good. And in fact, I got this Baileys from a subscriber of mine, so thank you. It's being used. It's seriously like candy. And you gotta drink it fast or else it's gonna get cold. And all my marshmallows already melted. I think I should add some more marshmallows. I got these too. And this is like backup marshmallow just in case. So I'm gonna add some more marshmallows in here. You know, I was wondering what I could talk about with you guys. And I hope you like the intro to this video. I didn't talk at all, but I was just kind of showing you some of the stuff that I do when I'm here. And as I was doing it, I just brought out the camera. But I thought that it would be kind of fun because it's nighttime. And I got scared last night. That I tell you about some of the scariest times of me backpacking and hiking and camping, basically. All the scary time. Do I need more marshmallows? Do I need more? I think just a little bit more. I'm gonna have to go brush my teeth. For sure. I haven't done that yet. I didn't film that. Okay. Let me shake this up. You got your drink ready? Got your little, whether it be hot cocoa or hot tea, hot chocolate with Baileys. So this way you can join me. Okay, let me think about some stories to tell you. I am thinking of my, I did a 60-mile hike over near Vail, and one of the nights that I was there was really kind of scary, and I can't explain it, and I swear to God I'm not lying. I hiked 60 miles, and so I was about 30 miles in at this point. This was back in the 90s. Is it the 90s that I did? Yeah, I think it was. I think in 1999, actually, is when I did that one. And I had my dog with me, and he was a German Shepherd Rottweiler mix. And I had a 2-man tent that weighed like 7 or 8 pounds, because that's what tents weighed back then. Heavy pack, lots and lots of hiking. For 3 days of my 6-day trip, I didn't see anybody. Like, I saw nobody on the trail at all. Went through a lot of scary thunderstorms and stuff like that. Well, I was taking a different turn onto a trail that is not well used, meaning that I did have to use a bit of my compass and map to kind of find where I needed to go. I found this really cool camping spot right next to kind of a lake river, like right where the lake and or the lake and the stream kind of meet each other. I found a camping spot there, and it looks like I was really the only one there. There was really no one else around. I didn't see someone for like 3 days. So I pitch up my tent, and for those of you that don't know, I am scared of the dark. It's one of my fears. That's why I do have a lot of lights in here, you know, but I am scared of the dark. And I pitched up my tent, and I had, at that point, this is before a lot of LED lights were really popular. I had a candle in my tent. So a long time ago, for backpackers, you would carry a little candle, and it usually would last me about 5 to 6 days. And so I would light it, and it would light up my tent, and that was my light for the night, was by candlelight, which is ironic. I have a candle with me now. And all of a sudden I noticed that my tent was changing colors, and I thought it was my candle. Like maybe it was doing something really weird. So I looked at the candle and there was nothing there, and my tent started changing into this green color. And I was like, God, that's really weird. And this dog, unlike Rocky, my current dog, Rocky doesn't like sleeping in a little tent with me. This dog loved to sleep in a tent with me, and he would cuddle all night long. So he was in the tent with me. So I end up unzipping the tent, and I look out, and the whole sky, and I'm not kidding you, the entire sky was green. And it wasn't that dark green, it was like this neon green color. And there was this kind of weird humming noise. And I swear to God, I'm not lying. I swear, like, I'm not one of those people that are like, it's an alien, you know? I'm not one of those kind of people. I was just like, I could not explain it. It was a humming noise, and the whole sky was neon green. And like it actually, because it was like pitch black at night, and it actually lit up the grass and everything around. Like I could see all around me. That's how bright green it was. So what did I do? Well, what could I do? I was 30 miles in. It's not like I'm gonna pack up and head out, you know what I mean? So I did what any woman would do. I get into my sleeping bag, and I put my, like, the hood of my sleeping bag in, and I just crawl in there, and I'm just like, every once in a while, like, I'm making sure I'm like holding on to my dog. You know, I'm like, if they're gonna take us, they'll take us now. We'll take us together. You know, I had no idea what it was, but I just hid. I had that candle going all night, which probably wasn't too good to have a candle in your tent going all night, but I did. And I was totally inside my sleeping bag, and I think I was awake until the sun came up, but I just never opened my sleeping bag. And my plan in the next morning was to keep hiking on that trail. I decided to turn around. Now I still hiked a 6-day hike, and you know, but I decided to not go that route because I just couldn't explain it. Like I have no idea what that was, and I'd have to say that was probably my scariest time in the outdoors in regards to something that is really unexplainable, that I just can't, I don't know what it was. I really don't. Let me think, what's another one that you guys want to hear? You know, while I'm thinking of it, I'm going to go put some more wood in the fire. Because ironically, when that fire goes out, like I know immediately. Like I'm looking at my, yeah, it went down like 3 degrees. So let me put some more wood in that fire. and then I will think about what's other thing happened to me that was scary. Okay, now it's really hot in here again because I put that wood on there, and yeah, all my water is boiling and stuff too. Okay, I have another one for you, and this one happened yesterday. I don't know. Okay, so I'm here, and I see, remember that new light I got? Did you guys see that video where I got a new light? It's a motion light. Well, now that motion light is scaring the hell out of me because it keeps going on at night. Like, seriously, like it kept going on last night. And I'm trying to think, when was the last time I stayed here with that light on? Because I think I turned it off or something. I don't know. Anyways, it constantly goes on. Last night, it was going on. So it's like I'm laying in bed, and all of a sudden I feel this, you know, and it's like it lights up the side of my tent here, and I'm like, oh my god! Like immediately, like my blood goes up, my blood pressure goes up, you know, and I'm like, oh my god, what is that? And then I'm like, I'm silent, like I'm listening for something, and there's like nothing. So I'm like, it's gotta be a bunny. Seriously, it's gotta be a bunny, because I have trail cams around here, and the bunnies come out at night. And so I'm like, it's gotta be a bunny or a squirrel. Most squirrels go to bed around at night, but it's gotta be one or the other. That's what I'm thinking, because I can't hear it. But it was going on and off, on and off. And that thing's a good light, like, it's good, you know, so I know it's legit, that there was something right there. Well then, so I'm like, I'm gonna sleep, not a big deal. Again, just put my blanket over my head, you know, and so then I'm going to bed, and I'm like 2 seconds from like dreamland, you know, and Rocky starts going nuts. I don't know what, he was like panting, and he was running across the room, so I'm like, oh god, he's gonna go to the bathroom or something, you know, because he's kind of like that. He's like, I gotta go, and I gotta go now, you know, and all he does is just pant and lick his lips. That's the only way he tells me. And so I'm like, oh, okay, Rox, and I totally forgot about the light thing, and so I let him out, and he bolted, like literally like bolted. And I'm like, wow, he really needed to go to the bathroom or something, you know. And then he would start freaking out. So I'm listening to him, and he's literally doing loops around my tent last night. Not kidding you, doing loops. And I'm like, what is he doing? Because I can hear him, you know, and he's panting, and he's like freaking out. And so he's on that side of the tent, which is, if you guys are used to my channel, it's where my bin is at, where I have all my stuff. Anyways, he's over by the bin, and I'm like, I gotta find out what's going on, you know. And I'm like, I don't want to leave the tent. I just wanted to be under the blankets, because that's where I'm safe. Yeah. So there I go, still not thinking, because it's like, I don't know what time, 2 in the morning or something like that. I'm not thinking. I have no bear spray on me. I have no knife on me. I'm in my PJs and a tank top, and I decide that I'm gonna go out there and find out what's going on and what Rocky's looking at. And oh, and I have a headlight, you know. I'm like, what's going on? What are you doing? Well, then he starts freaking out, and he wanted to get under the deck, and I'm like, uh-oh. So literally my first thought is, there's a bear under my deck right now. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? And I'm like literally standing there, still not thinking, because I'm not the best when I'm tired and my brain doesn't work. Anyway, so I'm like, still have no bear spray, have no knife, have no weapons on me whatsoever. And I decide I'm gonna crawl underneath the deck to see if there's a bear there. Yeah, that was really smart of me. So Rocky's like freaking out, and I'm like, you're standing right next to me, Rox, you know what I mean? And him and I, like, I argue with him a lot, you know? I'm like, you get over here, you dog. Because I'm like, he looked a little scared, you know? And so then he finally came with me, and we're underneath the deck, and we're looking with the light and stuff, and there wasn't anything there. But there was a part of me that was like, I don't know what it was. I don't think it's a bear, but I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, I would hear a bear if a bear was underneath the deck. Like, they're big animals, you know what I mean? And when they step, you could really hear it. So I'm thinking it's another bunny. So my scary story of last night was there was a killer bunny haunting me around the tent. Or you know what it probably was? It's probably those squirrels. I'm telling you, they're like out to get me. If you've been watching some of my videos, they're like seriously taunting me. And I don't put everything on video, but like now, you know what the squirrels are doing right now? I'm cooking dinner and they're walking up to me. Walking. They're not even running to me. They just walk right up like, hey, what's up? That's what the squirrel's doing. And one of them even got on my kitchen counter area. And I was like, what? I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, goodness. Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to finish this. And then I'll get back with you guys. And then I'll say goodnight. Because I don't know. Yeah, it's like 10:15 right now. It's about time for bed. I don't know, should I end the video now? Green. It's actually pretty warm in here. I put on my shirt because I know it's going to get cold because I just dampered my stove down because I'm going to go to bed here soon, so I don't need it raging hot in here. And my sleeping bag is good for 30 degrees and it's 75. So it's nice and warm in here. So it's pretty good. What else do you guys want to talk about? This is kind of like my month-long about me videos. I've been requested so many times I couldn't even count how many times that people would just want to know what it's like living in a tent. Why did I get a tent? So I've been trying to answer all those kind of questions, and I'm trying to think what other kind of questions you guys might have. And I'm not tired yet. Like, I'm tired, but I'm not really tired. I brushed my teeth. I got some water. So I'm like ready for bed now. This is kind of what I do. I just kind of hang out. Most of the time I listen to music. However, I can't play music on my videos because YouTube doesn't like it. I get in trouble. So what else? Oh, I take off my earrings. Usually, sometimes I do. Not all the time, but sometimes I'll take off my earrings before I go to bed. And then it goes behind me. Can you see? You can't even see my candles. And I lit my candles for you. There we go. Now you can see my candles. Because those are lit just for you guys. You know what I'm thinking you guys might want to know? And I don't know, maybe the guys, or maybe the girls too, I guess, is dating. You know, I really don't talk about my dating life that much. And a lot of times I keep it private, you know. I do, I keep it private. I get asked a lot, you know, and I keep it private. But, you know, what is it like to date a girl that is an outdoorsy girl like me, you know, and some of the struggles I've had in dating. Do you guys want me to talk about that? What was it like to date an outdoor girl like me? Well, actually, I don't know. I've never dated an outdoor girl like me. I'm totally laughing at myself. I will say that when I went into the dating world, and you know, I don't know. Like when I was dating, there was no internet. You know, when I was a long time ago, when I was dating, there wasn't internet. Like I didn't put out an ad to say, hey, I'm looking for someone. I just knew someone through someone, you know, or something like that. That's how I dated someone. So now it's totally different. Like, it's totally different. And you put an ad out online. It seems kind of weird, doesn't it? Doesn't it seem kind of weird that you like... And it may be because I'm new to that, and I'm used to like meeting people and talking to people, that now you swipe left or right, and I don't even remember what it is, which one, if you swipe right you like them, or if you swipe left you don't, and then I'm like, you're rating someone just on a picture? You know? And I'm like, that's not right. Like, this could be like the most awesome person ever, but I'm saying no because he's got a weird smile, or his tooth is crooked, or you know what I mean? So it's like, I got really, I don't know. I didn't like the dating online thing. You know, I put an ad out there, you know, I was like, oh, my friends are like, you gotta try it. And I'm like, okay, you know. So I put one out there, and my ad said something like, you know, you gotta like the outdoors, and you know, I go up to the mountains a lot, and the responses that I got from guys were, you look cute, but you go in the mountains too much and your kids are too young. So I had kids when I was older. I mean, I had kids when I was in my low 30s. So I guess other women had them in their 20s. So I guess I'm an old mom. So it was hard. Like, it was hard. I mean, I would talk to guys too and be like, and like this one guy I talked to, he had a son, and he's like, well, I'm with my son all the time. And I'm like, that's fine. I said, you know, I like the mountain stuff, and, you know, we can take him out if you want. And he's like, well, he's little. He doesn't know how to go in the mountains. And I'm like, he was like 8 years old. And I'm like, doesn't know how? So it was just, the part of me was like, that's not the right kind of guy for me. You know, that really wasn't the right kind of guy. And it's hard. Like, you'd be shocked. Being that I'm in such an outdoor state, it is very hard to find a guy that likes the outdoors as much as I do. You know, and I learned, if I learned anything from my failed marriage, which I hate to say that, maybe I'd just say my, what do they call it? Decidingly separated. I don't know. My friend told me there's a new way. You don't say the D word anymore. You say something else. You know, if I learned anything, I learned that if I'm gonna date someone, they're gonna have to like the same stuff as me. You know, and so it's tough. It's really tough. You would be very shocked. There's not a lot of guys out there that like to camp, that like to be in the outdoors, like I do, you know. And so I found myself constantly being alone because either a guy is just not interested in it, or it's just not his thing, or I don't know. It was hard. And then I'm busy. You know, I'm busy, so it's kind of like, to me, I mean, I have a lot of goals and dreams, like I've been talking about on a lot of my videos. I have a lot of goals and dreams and stuff, and so, you know, I'm a busy girl, and so it's kind of like, hey, if you want to hang out with me, you gotta do what I do. You know, you gotta come to my place. I have a tent, you know, and yeah, you're gonna every once in a while have to dig a hole and poop in it. And I know that sounds really weird to say it like that, but it's like, it's serious. Like, people have serious phobias against that, and it's just, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard, you know, and But yeah, dating a girl like me, I think, is a little tough because I am kind of, I don't know if it's stubborn or just strong-willed. You know, like, you know, I have my dreams and my goals and stuff, but I'd like a guy that would teach me something new too, you know, like I'd like a guy to be able to show me his hobbies, you know, like I don't want to only do my stuff, you know, but I'm here every weekend, and I take all my vacation, and all my vacation is mountain stuff, and that's kind of who I am right now. And if they can't do that, then they can't be with me. And it's really tough. Like I met a guy, and he's like, oh yeah, I really like camping and I really like the outdoors. And I was like, okay. And I met up with him, we had a beer, and I said, oh, you know, and I'm not saying camping's my life or anything, and this is really glamping, this isn't really camping. Sometimes I call this place my cabin. You know, the guys don't understand that when I say I have a big tent. They immediately get scared. But he's like, oh no, I've never backpacked before, I've never done this before, I've never done that before. And you know, I think that's great and stuff, but I think for a partner in my life, I would like them to already have that hobby rather than having to teach them that hobby. And I know that's kind of goes against my channel because I'm all about trying to introduce people to the outdoors, but I kind of want them to already have that hobby. Only again because I learned my lesson. If it's not something they already have a passion for, they probably won't have a passion for it. My fire is dying down, so that means I should probably go to bed soon. But as for dating, I do have someone in mind. And you can probably guess who it is, but I'm still trying to figure it all out, as I am not sure I'm ready for the big plunge type thing. I don't ever see myself getting married again. That's not gonna, I did that, you know. I had fun, and it didn't work. I don't know. I don't see myself doing that again. But you never know where the future's going. You know, currently right now, my focus is on my girls, my 2 daughters, and my land, and having fun, and that's what I want to focus on. And, you know, if I have someone in my life, that's great. You know, I do miss having that partner. You know, when you're married, you always have somebody there that will always be there. That's how I felt. In the dating world, I don't know if I feel the same way, you know. But that just could be my new me, you know, as I try to figure me out and stuff. So it's like, you know, I got a lot of stuff to work on to myself. You know, I'm not saying I'm not perfect, you know, nobody's perfect, but I like to have fun, and you know, and I do want to plan my life with someone, and because I don't want to be alone forever, and I don't want to do all of this by myself always. You know, I do want someone to be with me and to share in adventures, you know, like when I hike top of a mountain, to have someone right next to me that I can look at and say, look what we did, instead of look what I did, you know what I mean? So I think that would be really nice to have in my life. And who knows, that's probably too much about dating and stuff, but I just wanted to, I don't know, I think I get asked, that's another thing I get asked, and I don't really answer that, you know, as much. When people make a comment or something, I don't really answer it, because I just don't know what I'm doing, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still trying to figure everything out, you know, and until I know for sure what I'm doing, you know, right now, this is what I'm doing. And I don't know. I'm gonna go. That's just the product of being divorced. I think. I know for some people, you know, it takes a while to get right back in it and to trust someone again and start another life with someone, and you know, and it could be on both sides too, not just me, but the other person as well. Okay, so enough about dating. So I am going to go to bed now. This is kind of what it's like here in the tent at night. I don't sit and talk to myself. But I'll sit and I'll listen to music and, I don't know, listen to the sounds outside. I heard an owl last night. 2 owls actually. It was kind of like they were talking to each other. You know, and then the light thing that happened last night too. But there's usually always something going on outside the tent that I can hear. And I know it kind of makes it fun, you know. Like, I kind of think that if I were to build a cabin, I'd want just a lot of windows that I could open so I can still feel like I'm outside, you know. Okay. Well, thanks for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.